Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to use the foliage brush to paint trees just like this one. This is the brush that I made. You can watch the prior video on how to make it and use one. So let's get started. We're going to get our colors ready. I'm using mostly green. We're going to try to make 3 values of green, a yellowish green for highlights, a mid-range or mid-value green, and then you're going to want a dark green for the shadows, and then brown or black for your trunk. So let's get started. Start with your yellow and lightest value color. Dab in this color in a loose fashion, and there's no rules to this part. Just think about the general shape of your tree. Make sure you dab in some small textures around the edge to represent leaves sticking out. Leave a few empty spots or holes for branches peeking through that we can add later on. Okay, so let this layer dry about 80% while you work on mixing up your mid-value green. You don't want this one to be too yellow, but a touch of yellow is fine. Alright, pick up your mid-value next and do the same thing. Make sure you don't cover up the first layer much, and concentrate most of your mid-value to the lower half of the tree and the branches and the sections. We're trying to create a shadow here to inform the shape of the tree and branches, so remember to leave a few empty spots without paint as well for branches later on. Here I am using a clean, wet brush, so no color on it, to pick up some of the colors that I've put down to let some light through so that you can see the first layer a little bit more. You don't want to cover up too much of that. So I'm picking it up and I'm wiping it off. Now we're going to mix our darkest value, and you want to let this second layer dry maybe 80 to 85% before you paint the last layer. So lastly, pick up your darkest value with your brush and do the same thing. Don't cover up the first 2 layers, and kind of concentrate your brush strokes to the bottom parts of the tree and bottom parts of the branches, because that's where the darkest shadows are. If you find that this, each time you put the colors down and it's just bleeding and blending in with the prior layer, just let it dry a little bit longer and then start over again with your 3rd layer. So once you're happy with the foliage part, you can grab a brown and paint in the trunk and branches. Drop in some pigment and just blend it out towards the bottom. Make sure that the bottom part of the trunk is bigger as it's closer to the ground. Drop in more pigment at the part of the trunk where it meets the tree, because the leaves and branches are casting shadows there. Now feel free to add texture on your trunk and any parts of the tree and ground your tree by painting in the dirt at the bottom. Here I am adding in the branches peeking out from the inside. I realized that I lost a lot of the darkest value, so I'm going back in there now that the tree is much drier and putting in the darkest shadow using the darkest value color that I have. You may not need to do this, but this is just sort of the final stage, to see if you have any details or anything you want to fix, add, take away. Let's do another one. I'm going to do this one in real time, so maybe you can follow along and paint with me as well. I think I covered too much of the tree, so we're going to do the lifting technique with a wet paper towel. We're just going to go in there and dab in places we want to let light through or the bottom layer through. Don't dab too hard.